Hello and welcome to the Kaladesh League here on Cheap SMTG. So we've opened an interesting pack. Our rare is Fumigate, which is obviously a very good card and a very good sweeper. Although I think I see a lot of people using this wrong, so I think it's the pick for us here. The uncommons are pretty good. Bazaar Barge is a solid vehicle. Servo Exhibition either helps you go wide or gives you some artifacts, both of which are pretty useful in this format. And Shoot Negotiation can be super powerful. It can also be super rubbish if you have to give them like a decent artifact or just don't have an artifact out. So this is a very interesting card at least. In terms of the uncommons, I like Hunt the Weak the most, but it's obviously not on par with Fumigate. So yeah, very easy pick for us here. Ooh, well, I love Chief of the Foundry in this format. I think Chief of the Foundry is actually a very first pickable card. So I think that's probably going to be the pick here. It's worth noting the person who's passing to us took a rare. There's some pretty good cards in this pack as well. So there's Pima Outrider, which is a very good green common. Voltaic Brawler, which is a very good gold card, but yeah, it's a gold card, so you wouldn't want to take it this early in the draft, especially having taken a double white card first. Aether Theorist is a very good blue common. Ghostseeker Serpent is a great finisher in pretty much most blue decks. And I also like Acrobatic Maneuver as well, but yeah, I think Chief of the Foundry is so good in this format and has so many good combinations. Talking of good combinations, there's Metallurgic Summonings, goes very well with Chief of the Foundry. Obviously, Metallurgic Summonings is a difficult card to get working in draft though, so I don't think we're going to be taking that. I think the best card in this pack is probably just Welding Sparks. This is very good removal in red. It's very splashable. And given it goes really nicely with our Chief of the Foundry. You wouldn't really expect to see a Welding Sparks Fumigate deck, I don't think. But, again, there's only one white card in this pack, and Pressure Point is something you'd expect to pick up really late in the pack. It's not really a card you're looking to play unless you have to, so... Okay, so we have two good white cards here in Glint Sleeve Artisan and Thriving Ibex. There's also a Fretwork Colony, which I like Fretwork Colony, but I think it should be viewed as more of a black-green card. You want decks that like +1/+1 counters if you've got this in your deck and you want to be aggressive. There's not many other black decks that really do that. I suppose Fabricate does, but yeah. Other cards in this pack, I quite like Foundry Screecher. I found Flying to be a really good ability in this format. But the pick for us is just going to be this Glint Sleeve Artisan. It's a great white common. It goes very well with our Chief of the Foundry and our Welding Sparks. Not so good with Fumigate, but creatures and Fumigate don't go well together full stop anyway, so... Okay, so I really like Oval-Chase Daredevil. And I think this is certainly a pickable card in the first 4 picks, so maybe we should be looking to go into black. We could just stick with our white and go with a Gear Shift Ace. So Gear Shift Ace is a 2/1 first striker for 2, which is it's sort of a fair rate. It's not insane, but it's fair. And if you do get some vehicles, and this is pretty good. So I think I'm probably more likely to go with a Gear Shift Ace here, purely because we are already looking to be white. And given the Chief, we wouldn't mind having some vehicles either, so we could easily see taking the Daredevil as well. I think Daredevil is a very powerful card. Okay, well, there's another Thriving Ibex, which I think is a good card. There's also Bastion Mastodon, which is it's a fair body for a 5-mana 4/5 that can have Vigilance, and again goes well with the Chief of the Foundry and Welding Sparks. But I've just been super impressed with Thriving Ibex. It's got a big butt, you know, it's a nice tough creature that can grow, uses energy if you have some lying around. Okay, well, no white cards, so now we kind of have to decide what colour we're going with. We could take an Aradara Express for the sideboard. Don't think we'd look to main deck this. Crew 4 is quite restrictive. I think we probably want to take a black card, given these two black cards are both playable, and we've already seen that Daredevil, so it looks like black is slightly open at least. I think I'd probably go with the Subtle Strike. I think Subtle Strike's a really good trick, so happy to have it. Okay, so Fragmentizer is a good card, but if we are going to be black, I'm happy to have a Die Young in our deck. It's just nice to have some removal. And we've already got one Subtle Strike. You don't, two Subtle Strikes is fine, but you don't really need that many. We'd love a Fragmentizer as well, but I think we're going to take this opportunity to pick up the Firm removal spell. Okay, well, there's two great cards for black-white here. There's Servo Exhibition and Dund Operative. Both are... Well, Servo Exhibition's maybe not the greatest in black-white. Dund Operative is just good in any black deck. I think I'm going to take Servo Exhibition, though. There's a lot of good combinations you can have with this, like Marionette Master, if you get that as your rare. And it's an uncommon, so we're less likely to see another one. Whereas Dund Operative's going around the table in pack 1, then we might be able to pick more of him in pack 2 and 3. We're just going to put the Welding Sparks in the sideboard for now. We could still play it. You can take an Acrobatic Maneuver here. This card's pretty good in black-white. You have quite a few enter the battlefield effects, like Fabricate and the Ibex's Energy here, so it's pretty solid. Okay, yep, there's another Dund Operative. I do quite like Harsh Scrutiny. I think this is actually a very underrated draft card. And could definitely see taking it, but I think Dund Operative is just going to be so good in a black-white deck. I will say now I'm regretting not taking that Oval Chase Daredevil. It's going to be a very good card in black-white, but... Ooh, so we've got two good picks here. We've got an Ambitious Aetherborn and a Foundry Screecher. Aetherborn is obviously like quite a curve topper. Screecher's a good flyer. I think I'll go with the Ambitious Aetherborn. I guess we'll be able to pick a Screecher up later. Probably going to pass both red cards, you know, small signals and whatnot. We've got Mind Rot for the sideboard here. I don't usually think we'll bring a Mind Rot in, but I don't know, maybe. Ooh. So we have the Black-White Fast Land, which we're obviously not going to take because there's an Essence Extraction in the pack, and this is just good removal. But it'd be nice if that wheeled. But there's quite a few cards in this pack for us. There's Extraction, Scavenger, Hawk, Fragmentizer. Basically, any of the black-white cards or the artifacts in this pack are just playable. So, yeah, we should get something back out of this, and that'd be great. Okay, this pack's a little bit weak for us. We could take another Acrobatic Maneuver, but I don't think... We've not got that many enter the battlefield effects yet. We've got, what, 3? I think we're just going to take the Sky Swirl Harrier. Always happy to have one of these in any white deck, so... Okay, so we're going to probably take Impeccable Timing here, but I'm just going to bring your attention to Elegant Edgecrafters, which... This is a very, very good card. I have a lot of good experience playing with this card, and I don't think it should be in the pack. Sadly, it's double green, and we probably won't be able to splash it given we have double white and double black. But, yeah, this card's very good. Like, very underrated. Okay. So, I'm not a fan of Morbid Curiosity. I think there's better ways to draw cards in Live Fast, so I'm not going to be taking that. We could take Dakar Peafowl. It's a 2/4 that potentially can get flying, which is fine. Rush of Vitality is a pretty good trick. An Aradar Express would be a sideboard card. Plus take another Impeccable Timing, which I'm not completely against. Yeah, I think we're going to take the Impeccable Timing here. Rush of Vitality kind of competes with Subtle Strike for slots, and we already have that covered. We're not guaranteed to be able to give the Peafowl flying, in which case it's just a 2/4. It would go nicely with the Chief, but right now I think I prefer just take the pseudo removal spell in Impeccable Timing. Okay, well, there's another Glint Sleeve Art on this pack, which is a very good card. There's also an Underhanded Designs, which we have, what, Servo Exhibition, Chief, Glint Sleeve Artisan. We only have 3/4 with the Aetherborn artifacts, so I don't think we want to take it, but it can be a very good card. Like the Drain effect is obviously is sometimes overlooked, and that's kind of a way to get ahead in games. I think we definitely take the Artisan here, though. It's better than Dund Operative, and again goes nicely with Chief, gives us more Fabricate, more Acrobatic Maneuver targets as well. Here we're going to take a Foundry Screecher. We got one late in the last pack, but I always like to have one of these in our deck. It's usually a 3-power flyer, which is a good way to see off games. Okay, so there is actually a second servo exhibition, which I think we're going to take. We could take another Die Young. We got these quite late, I think, last pack. So I think servo exhibition's just a pretty solid card with Chief. It puts two 2/2s out there. And if we get enough servos, we'll take something like an Inspired Charge quite highly in the next pack. So okay, well there's less here, so we're just going to take a Rush of Vitality. I think here, so I really want to Fragmentize, but I quite like Ibex, and we've only got one 4-drop at the moment, so I think we're going to take the Ibex. It's a very solid creature in black-white as well. So we could take a card to Club Security for 4-drop slot, but it's just such a vanilla card that we're just going to take Herald. This card might not make the cut, and we've got another Security if we really want one anyway. Okay, well I'm just going to take Morbid Curiosity because we've already got the other two cards, but I don't think we play any of those cards anyway, to be honest. Just take a Cathartic Reunion here. We could still splash this Welding Sparks we've got on our sideboard. Pick up a Prophetic Prism. So I suppose picking the red card there is the best idea. Yeah, let's put it back in the deck for now in case we do want to play it. We've got to get a fair amount of artifacts, so it could be quite powerful. Okay, well, probably not playing a Bomat Courier. We don't like an aggressive deck. Not a massive fan of Consulate Surveillance. Except we probably would take a Inspired Charge, and we wouldn't mind a Built to Last in this deck. Probably an Inventor's Goggles. How many Artificers have we got? Not 3. Okay, but we're just going to set the tidy conclusion here anyway. Just a very firm removal spell that can bring you back into the game. So, hope this Inspired Charge wheels, but yeah, tidy conclusion's a pretty good pick there. Ooh, and then a Snarethopter. This card's just great, a 4 mana 3/2 flying haste is just a great deal. So, wouldn't mind Propeller Pioneer. Basically any of these 3 cards here, wheeling the Broker, Live Fast, or Pioneer. But yeah, easy Snarethopter for us. Okay, so we could take a Trusty Companion. We could also take a Thriving Ibex again. Or even the Prakarta Pillar Bug wouldn't be awful in this deck. See, I like Companion when you've got vehicles, because it's quite a good driver. Because it's a 2 mana 3 power creature. I think I'm just going to take this. Do you want the Ibex? Do you want the Pillar Bug? The Pillar Bug is a 3/4 with the Chief. So if we cut this, I think we're going to take the Ibex. Just better on 4s. We're not going to need 4-drop non-creature spells either, so... Ooh, and an Oval Chase Daredevil. Okay, this deck's sort of come together. Yeah, like, we'd take a Lawless Broker or even an Eddy Trail Hawk, but yeah, Daredevil's great. Ooh. Okay, we're getting past all the good cards here. Weaponcraft Enthusiast. So, yeah, we really want an Inspired Charge now. Wouldn't mind another Dund Operative either, or even the... Yeah, we might get Pillar Bug or Dund Operative back out this pack, that'd be good. Okay. Well, I think we're going to cut this Gearshift Ace, because we don't have any vehicles to crew. Not got any fixing for the Welding Spark, so that can come out. Okay, so this is... it's not really that much for us here. We could take another Acrobatic Maneuver, which I think is fine. We would probably play a Thriving Rats just because it's a 2-drop, but we have a few Enter the Battlefield effects. We have like 3, 4 Fabricates and the Ibexes, so I think another Maneuver is fair game. Okay, so we get to get an Emerald Bruiser. It's a 3/1 Menace, which is quite an aggressive card. We're not really looking to be that aggressive, but it is also a 2-drop. And 2-drop creatures are quite hard to combine. So I think we're just going to take that. We've already got a Herald of the Fair, and to be honest, it's a card that's likely to get cut. So, yeah, just take the Bruiser and see if we want to play it. Like, this could be fine with the amount of servos we can produce. Get us onto a nice aggressive start. Okay, well, I guess we're going to take the Bastion Mastodon here. We're probably not playing Night Market Lookout because we don't have any vehicles, and we have no fixing to get blue for the P-foul. And again, this is just a 5 mana 4/5 that the Chief pumps, which seems fair. Okay, so we didn't get the black-white dual land back. We do get an Inspired Charge, though, which is something I did want to pick up, so that's very handy. I think we're probably going to cut the Fumigate out of this deck, to be honest. We look like we could get a fair amount of servos. We've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, sure, we'll take a live fast. Yeah, 10 servos, I think. Plus, like, 2 acrobatic maneuvers can take that something like up to 14 or something. So we could probably win through like just going wide. And obviously, Fumigate completely goes against that. So it could be a fair enough sideboard card. Yeah, we'll take the Trusty Companion. And a Lawless Broker. I do want Workshop Assistant. Like, we can get our Chief of the Foundry back. And it could be very powerful in this deck, Chief. Yeah, let's go with that. And a Pillar Bug. We'll take a Gremlin. So we've not actually got anything like a Fragmentize in this deck or any fixing. So we won't be able to splash any colours, which is disappointing. You know, we have the Welding Sparks in the sideboard right now, but I think the deck should be fine without splashing anything, to be honest. So I'm going to put these Servo Exhibitions up as creatures because they're effectively, that's what they do. Okay, so we need to make a lot of cuts here. So we can cut some 3-drop creatures. Probably Herald of the Fair is usually an easy cut. Probably cut another 3-drop. Probably between Workshop Assistant and Pillar Bug. Let's go with the Workshop Assistant. We can always bring it in against decks where we feel like our Chief's under danger. Definitely want to cut some 2-drops because we have 10 2-drops. That's a few too many. Let's see. Probably play one of Rush or Subtle Strike. Let's go. I usually prefer Subtle Strike, so let's cut Rush. And then I quite like all our non-creature spells. We could cut an Impeccable Timing, I suppose. Because that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4 removal spells, which I think is fine. Now to get rid of some creatures. Maybe we cut a Thriving Ibex. Like 5 4-drops is maybe, or 6 if you count the Inspired Charge, is maybe 1 too many. So we cut one of the Ibexes. Probably cut a 2-drop creature as well. It's probably this Trusty Companion. Like I said, we don't have any vehicles, and we're not an aggressive deck, which a 3/2 2-drop is sort of going to want you to be, so we'll probably just cut that. We could also cut this Live Fast. The only uses of energy, we have a Die Young and the Ibexes. So, and how likely are we going to want to draw cards? So we could be quite a late game deck, I suppose, but I think I'd prefer to sideboard in Live Fast. And that gives us like 8 non-creature spells, which I think is a good number in draft. So, right, we're looking to cut 2 creatures here. I mean, it's possible we just want to cut like the Pillar Bug and the Mastodon. I think they're the least exciting of our creatures. We could also cut this Ember Bruiser. We're not an aggressive deck, really. Let's just combine groups, see what our curve's like. Yeah, we could cut the Ember Bruiser because and cut down on like 1 2-drop and 1 3-drop. I think the curve then looks fine. Possibly want to cut out on a 5-drop though. 4 5-drops. See, the Mastodon's going to be really good though with Chief, and it's Vigilant, and we do kind of need a way to really win games, and Harrier and Ambitious Aetherborn probably aren't going to do that, so yeah, I think we just got those 2 creatures. So yeah, in our sideboard we have a few options as well. So Fumigate is going to be, I guess, against aggressive decks. We're just not going to have it in because we'll be taking out our own guys too much of the time. I don't think it's worth it. We also have options in black. So Rush is a good thing to bring in from the sideboard. Live fast for the long games. Yes, I think the deck's in a fairly good place. Now to look at the mana base. So we have 1 double white and 2 double black. Want access to black and white on turn 2, so I guess it's going to be 9/8 and probably 9 planes. There's an argument to go for 8 planes and 9 swamp because Essence Extraction is double black on turn 3, whereas Inspired Charge is going to be double white much later. So I think I like that idea. Yeah, so this is what we're going to go with. I think the deck looks fine, so yeah, here's to hoping it performs. So I'll see you in round 1.